Remember those crappy straight-to-video flicks that used to lurk in the darkest corners of Blockbuster? Well, guess what? Those movies are back, but now they've got bigger budgets, A-list stars, and a shiny streaming platform to call home.
What up, bitch?
But I don't think you're fooled by that. Most of those movies are still the same old turds, just with a fresh coat of Hollywood polish.
You suck, you jackass.
Howdy, and thanks for clicking on this video to see what this jackass has to say. I appreciate you. So in this video, I wanted to take a deep dive into why I think streaming movies kinda suck. Sure, once in a blue moon, we get a banger that makes us go, damn, that was actually pretty good. But if we're being honest, most of these films exist just to fill your queue and keep you subscribed. It's content for the sake of content. From lazy scripts to questionable acting choices, let's break down why so many streaming originals feel like they were made by an algorithm instead of actual human beings. Personally, I view streaming movies like visual fast food, abundant, convenient, and often consumed without much thought. Take this report that went viral not too long ago. Allegedly, Netflix execs have been telling screenwriters to have characters announce what they're doing so viewers who have a program on in the background can follow along. Essentially what this means is if you're doing laundry or scrolling your phone, the movie will let you audibly know what's happening or about to happen. Think of it as like the visual equivalent of audiobooks. So next time you hear a line like, I'm going to go inside, I'm opening the door, I'm going to load my gun and shoot it at this person, try your hardest not to close your laptop and frisbee toss it out the window. I know I've been tempted a couple times. Also, they're continuously raising the prices because they say they want to make better content, yet they never follow through. I think it's clearly eroding cinema and any meaningful cinematic experience. So I'm gonna list out a few reasons why I think the streaming movie experience is really flawed. And if I were a studio bigwig, because I clearly am, this would try to right that ship. Oversaturation, aka the content tsunami. In 2023 alone, US audiences streamed a staggering 21 million years worth of video content. I can't even wrap my head around that. That's so much content, you'd need a time machine, immortality potion, and the patience of a saint to watch it all. This ballooning quantity exists because companies like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus need a constant stream, pun intended, of new titles to keep old subscribers happy and lure in new ones. And this results in viewer fatigue. Much like a fast food menu that looks appetizing initially, having a massive selection of streaming titles can become paralyzing. Instead of picking something that looks unique or challenging, people end up doom scrolling through the menu for half an hour before caving and rewatching old episodes of The Office.
It's really beyond words. It's really incalculable.
It's the cinematic equivalent of rummaging through your fridge only to realize you'd rather order pizza yet again. Oversaturation is the perfect climate for who greenlit this movies to flourish. You know those titles that leave you scratching your head wondering if they were created by a confused AI? Maybe you watch these ironically, maybe like me you watched them for the sake of content. Maybe you watch them because you enjoy the sweet lull of low expectations. Either way, the more the merrier, right? Well, not if you're looking for something extraordinary. Reason number 2, quantity over quality. The real race is the content race. Ever scroll through Netflix and notice they have like 20 new original films every other day? That's not a happy accident. It's the direct result of streaming giants waging an arms race on content production. They're tossing out so many shows and movies that your watch list is starting to look like an infinite scroll of half-baked ideas. We see the same tropes over and over and over again. It's like the scriptwriters are stuck in a feedback loop, or the entire industry is powered by a giant algorithm that says, yes, please, more of that. Because these companies rely on algorithms and data to predict what viewers will watch, we often wind up with storylines that feel eerily familiar. It's like someone took a tired Hallmark movie template and just swapped in different actor headshots. And this results in movies that churn out twists you can see coming a mile away and emotional beats that barely register above a shrug. Reason number 3, the fast food analogy. Yes, let's keep beating this drum. Let me spell it out for you clearly. If streaming content were a meal, it'd be a speedy burger combo. Immediate, temporarily satisfying, but ultimately lacking in nutritional, or in this case, cultural value. We want everything quick, including our stories. Why spend 2 hours letting a film marinate when we can breeze through it all in 3 more in the same time slot? Like piling fries into cardboard sleeves, streaming platforms churn out movies by the dozens. Sometimes you get a decent fry in there, but a lot of them are just soggy or not salty enough. Because the end game is to keep butts on couches and streaming subscriptions active, these platforms are all about marketing. Much like fast food ads that show the perfect burger you never actually receive, the streaming thumbnails are always shinier and more exciting than the actual movie. Okay, so binging a mediocre movie won't give you heart disease, but it can be a mental health drain. There's some research that actually suggests that excessive streaming can pile on feelings of loneliness and anxiety.
I'm so scared right now.
That's not to say a Netflix marathon is going to doom you, but the correlation might be enough to make you reflect on how much time you spend tucked under your weighted blanket, remote in hand. It can also dull our media literacy skills.
God, I hate that phrase.
When most content's spoon-fed, we forget to critique it, to question the storytelling, or to notice the craft. Before you know it, you're just a passive consumer who shrugs and says, it was fine, about every single movie you see. Reason number 4, impact on creativity, algorithm versus artistic vision. The streaming model has fundamentally changed the film creation process. In the hustle to produce new content daily, studios often fast-track productions with minimal room for careful editing. Fall back on standardized storytelling formats. Avoid taking big risks since safe scripts are easier to crank out. Consult algorithms more than actual creative minds. It's like painting by numbers. Sure, you can create something that looks like a painting, but it often lacks the heart and soul of a genuine masterpiece. When was the last time you saw a streaming original that took a truly bold leap or introduced a brand new storytelling technique? They exist, absolutely, but they're expectations rather than the rule. Why I think this matters for movie theaters. Look, I'm not here to tell you that going to a theater full of coughing strangers is always better, especially when your seat is suspiciously sticky and the guy behind you is munching on nachos like a goat chewing grass. But the communal experience of sitting down, phones off, for the most part, and sharing the emotional journey of a film is increasingly rare. Streaming isn't capable of replicating that, and if creators continue pandering to the background noise crowd, it'll further erode what little cinematic magic we have left. Like me, you might have been wondering if all hope is lost. Should we just surrender to an endless queue of disposable flicks and accept our fate as mindless binge bots? Okay, maybe that's a bit dramatic, but it feels like we're at a tipping point. Meanwhile, I'm fully aware that I'm just a middle-aged YouTuber juggling a full-time job, 3 kids, and a borderline unhealthy obsession with movie theater popcorn. I feel like I have to ask, can we do something to improve this less than stellar situation? So, I'm gonna come at you with some potential fixes because I'd hate to just complain. I've ranted enough, so let's brainstorm some actual solutions. They might be pie-in-the-sky ideas, but hey, we can dream. So number 1 would be focus on fewer, better movies. Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, hear my plea. Instead of dropping 50 mediocre new releases per month, how about 10 that are lovingly crafted? Invest in mid-budget projects. Give new voices and independent filmmakers a shot. I mean, look, we might find the next Spielberg lurking somewhere in that screenplay slush pile. Number 2, curate, don't just dump. Streaming services could do a better job highlighting the downright fantastic films in their libraries. Create curated collections of seasonal spotlights that actually emphasize hidden gems, and minimize the endless doom scroll that makes us too tired to watch anything. Think of it like having a restaurant highlight the chef's specials instead of making you dig through random combos on the menu. Instead of bombarding us with the same algorithmic picks until we cave, how about facilitating actual discovery? Platforms could let users collaborate on watch lists or organize live watch parties with built-in chat. That sense of community might spark a revival of genuine film conversation. Reward genuine creativity. Incentivize bold storytelling by rewarding creators who dare to take risks. Maybe that means awarding specialized grants for unique visionaries or launching more limited theatrical runs for streaming films that truly stand out. Give us something to talk about besides how average everything feels. Bring back theatrical releases when it makes sense. For me, there's nothing like the lights dimming in a theater and the hush falling over the crowd. While there's no denying streaming is convenient, significant films might benefit from a brief theatrical window to help elevate their status. It's the difference between an event movie and just another random drop in your Netflix queue. Some of us might be stuck sitting next to that phone-scrolling champion who's basically a human lighthouse in the dark, but the trade-off could still be worth it. Encourage physical editions for select titles. Yes, physical media is about as trendy as dial-up internet. I'm still an avid collector, but imagine if truly impressive streaming films released a super limited collector's edition. It would bring back that sense of ownership and tangibility. Suddenly, it's not just a movie you can watch while folding laundry. It's a piece of art you'd like to display on your shelf. That absolutely changes how we value these films. We, the viewers, hold more power than we realize if we collectively stopped watching the formulaic mush studios and platforms might rethink their strategy. Think of it like the fast food market. If everyone decided to only buy high-quality burgers, fast food joints would have to level up their menu. By choosing smarter, more original, or just plain better content, we send a message. And that message is no more soggy fries, please. It might mean digging a bit deeper to find the hidden gems or paying attention to smaller independent creators. Maybe it means going to the theater once in a while or suggesting a lesser-known film to your social circle. Each small action can shift the demand away from infinitely produced background noise towards something with the soul. Is there a world in which streaming and cinematic experiences can perfectly coexist? I like to think so. Maybe streaming can embrace mid-budget adult dramas that theaters have practically abandoned. Maybe theaters can double down on genuine communal events, moderated Q&As, special screenings, or nostalgic re-releases. Then we as viewers get the best of both worlds, the convenience of streaming plus the magic of the big screen. At the end of the day, do movies need to be these cheap, disposable fast food items? Absolutely not. They can be so much more. They can be experiences that expand our minds, challenge our perspectives, and stay with us long after the credits roll. The convenience of streaming doesn't have to kill creativity if we're mindful about how we consume content, and if the platforms are mindful about what they produce. So the next time you're scrolling through the endless list of originals, maybe try taking a chance on something offbeat or an indie film that looks interesting. Who knows, you might find a new favorite, and if not, at least you'll have a fun anecdote about that time you watched the weirdest, most random film ever made. And honestly, that is a much better conversation starter than, I guess it was okay. I'm really interested to know what some of you think. Let's hear some of your thoughts in the comments. Movies shouldn't just fill time, they should feed our souls. So maybe it's time to slow down, savor what we watch, and rediscover the joy of truly great storytelling. As always, the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone, but what do I know? I'm but a mere jackass. I'll try to do better next time. Catch you later, friends.
That talks too much. I'm just a jackass of all trades. Don't know shit. I'll keep on talking, acting like I'm so legit.